How many times has this happened to you that you said something came out of your mouth and you instantly regretted it? Yes, this is how important words are. Our thoughts and our words are not always aligned. Sometimes words do not do justice. It's because words have neurological impact affecting our emotions and decision-making processes. Understanding this is foundational to using words ethically to influence. This video is just about that. I'm going to talk about 8 tactics that people use on you. In most cases, you're not aware of those tactics being played on you. Or rather, turning the tables around, you could use these tactics to turn any situation in your favor, to turn any decision in your favor. So these are super powerful 8 techniques that we are going to discuss, and of course with examples like always, so that you understand things better. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, once said that words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic. Studies show that certain words activate reward centers in the brain, stimulating dopamine release and creating a sense of reward. So here are a few examples to make you understand this. First, free. Free is a word that instantly triggers excitement and lowers decision resistance. So when you say this is free, suddenly you lower your barriers and you're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to try it. Then exclusive. This word sparks a sense of privilege and belonging. Then another one, imagine. This engages the brain's creative visualization centers. Then another one, new. New is a word that shows novelty, and this releases dopamine all over again, making things more appealing to you. So you're more attracted to something that states that it is new. Oh, I'm going to talk about a new technique. And suddenly you're like, oh, okay, I'm interested in listening to you. Then another one is save. Taps into our innate desire for gains and efficiency. So I present to you 7 very powerful principles that influence everyone's decision making. And then I've got a bonus one for you right towards the end of this video. And actually that bonus tip is one of my most favorite ones. And I'm not just saying this to you for the sake of making this video stand out or something. No, nothing like that. So these are 7 plus 1, 8 techniques that can work for you or they can work on you. So you've got to be a little aware. Also, at the end of every technique, I'll be telling you the way you should be able to protect yourself, the questions that you need to ask yourself so that you're protected against these techniques, people applying on you, so that you do not make bad, poor financial decisions or emotional decisions. So be more aware when others use them on you, and be good at learning them because they can help you. Okay, now I'm going to talk about my absolute personal favorite character for application of all these tricks, and that is Saul from Better Call Saul. If you've not seen the show, I highly recommend. It's a great show. I had the pleasure of watching this entire show with my husband, and it's such a nice watch. And very hilarious at the same time, very witty and great storytelling. So go ahead, okay? Better Call Saul. Saul is the guy who actually owned these techniques. And I'm going to start with number 1 on the list, which is scarcity. Scarcity is a simple trick, okay? The rarer it seems, the more we want it. It's why limited edition feels so irresistible. We are instantly attracted to something that says limited edition. And trust me, no human being can resist these urges. The way the corporate world works and operates, they know it all. They've done so much research on understanding your brain, and they know exactly the words to use to drive your footfall into their shops and to drive you crazy about their products. They all know how to play with words, and that is what we are trying to learn here, because we also want to master them, not just because we want to play them on others, but because we want to be careful when we are being played. The idea of scarcity plays on the principle that when something is limited or rare, people value it more. It's simple. When an item, or let's say an opportunity or any offer feels scarce, it's limited or in short supply, It creates urgency and boosts desire as people feel that they might miss out if they don't act now. Brands like Nike release limited edition items, creating hype and scarcity. And I've seen my sister rushing out to get one of those shoes that are released every now and then. I don't understand the hype, but I know that those shoes sell at some crazy prices and people are like drooling over them. If you ever happen to go to Canada, you'll see that there is this, I don't know, some great marketing and something weird, ajeeb is going on. Just in case you don't speak Hindi, ajeeb is weird. Yes, something weird is going on and people are always looking at other people's shoes and they're watching what others are wearing and they compliment each other on their shoes. They don't compliment each other on their makeup or the stuff that they're wearing. But yeah, the random strangers, they just talk about your shoes. I don't understand the hype, but it's there. And this is the charm of limited edition. And of course, when they say limited edition, those things are actually limited edition. But what is there to understand is that it's just a shoe. They'll change the color and they'll put some new stripes and remove a few stripes, and then they'll be releasing almost a similar pair next month or maybe in the next 6 months, and then again it will be a limited edition. Anyway, coming back. So they have to act quickly or they miss out, often leading to sold out releases in minutes. Yes, sometimes when these shoes are released, they're sold out in 5 or 6 minutes of their release, and company ends up making crores in revenue.
पैसा ही पैसा होगा.
And we are short by thousands with each pair. There are few more examples that I have for you. Concert tickets, flight booking sites often show only 2 seats left at this price. Start identifying scarcity. So this is what you have to do in order to safeguard yourself against these tactics. Start identifying scarcity speech. Okay, be more careful, be more observant of how person is talking to you. Almost sold out, limited time only. Salesmen use these words. So be more watchful when somebody uses such words in front of you. Do not give into that sudden urge of buying that stuff. Do not fall prey to it. How to protect yourself? Easy. Before making a rushed decision, ask, would I still want this if it weren't scarce? Ask yourself that. Would I still want it if this was not limited edition? All right. Next one on the list is reciprocity. Reciprocity is a word that you understand, reciprocating, right? So this is coming from that tree. People feel a natural obligation to return a favor when they've received one. It's natural. Like if they've received a gift from you, then in that case, you are more obligated to give them something back. Reciprocity taps into a need to balance the scales. It happens to everybody. When someone does something nice for us, it feels natural to return the favor. When it is my turn to ask a favor or a help, I ask something bigger. So my initial choice of offering you some help was because I needed a bigger favor later. That is where the danger lies. Another very important thing that I do want to highlight here is that sometimes what happens is that somebody asks you something bigger. Okay, they ask you something big, but to which you say no because it is beyond your means. You cannot give them that. Now, you've already said a no to a bigger favor. So now they ask you something smaller. Now, since the smaller request sounds small, of course, in comparison to the bigger one, you're obligated to say yes because now they've played you. Okay, so now they ask you for a smaller one, and now you feel they are showing you generosity by conceding, and you say a yes. This is, and there is actually a name for this tactic. It's used for manipulation, okay, and there is a manipulative danger against you. The name of the tactic is door in the face technique. Starting with an extreme request and then lowering it to something more reasonable. I actually needed this, but I asked you this because I knew that you're gonna say no to that. And now when I ask you this, which I actually needed in the original place, now you're obligated to say yes. So I've played you here. Imagine I ask you for 5,000 rupees, okay? And then I end up settling for 500 rupees. So I asked you 5,000, you said a no to that. And now I ask you, okay, give me 500 if you can. And now you're like, okay, fine. I said a no to 5,000. I'll have to give him or her 500 at least. Be aware. Don't feel obligated to meet in the middle. Stand your ground. You said a no to 5,000, you say a no to 500 also. Okay? Just simply say that, hey, I do not believe in this practice of lending money to friends. I end up losing friends. I don't want to indulge in these practices. Something like that. Just decline the request politely. And I will advise you to not try this on your friends or your family or people you know, because this is a cheap technique and people will end up hating you for manipulation and for deceiving them, or they are just gonna talk behind your back and they will bring your name down. So we don't want to indulge into such practices. So be careful. Do not let others do that to you, and neither should you be doing that to others. Next is social proof. I heard about it somewhere, really like the idea, so I'm sharing it with you. People copy people, and I'll just prove it to you in the next 1 minute. Products with thousands of positive reviews on Amazon, they automatically feel more trustworthy, even if we've never used them before. Does this happen with you? A lot of people succumb to these practices. They will just end up buying something because it has thousands of reviews and they're really good. It's 4.7, 4.5, 4.6, and they did not need the product in the first place. They're just buying it because others are buying it. When people see high ratings and lots of reviews, it creates a sense of social proof, suggesting that the product must be good if so many people like it. You get the idea, right? Ever notice that we are more likely to trust a restaurant if there's a line outside? Happens. Have you ever been to Pandara Road? So there are a few restaurants that have a queue outside them, and it just naturally gives you a feeling that, oh my god, I should eat here. So many people are waiting outside. Let me try this one. The popularity acts as social proof, and that encourages more people to participate. Simple. Netflix. Let's take that example. Netflix often uses top 10 in your country or trending now. These are categories on Netflix, if you know what I'm talking about. When viewers see a show trending or in the top list, it signals that others are watching it, making it more appealing. They only want it because they see that other people want it. So you see what I'm getting at? Social proof shapes self-perception too. You get in a relationship with somebody or friendship because others like them, or you may blow off somebody who's really amazing just because you don't want to be seen with them. You would not want people to think ill of you because that person does not enjoy a very good image in public eye. So we make those choices. I'm sure you do too. I do remember a couple of such choices in my childhood. I would not befriend somebody in my class because how would somebody think of me, or I probably was that person. Okay, so how do you protect yourself if you feel that something like this may be happening to you, or people may be doing this to you? Just ask yourself the simple question: am I doing this because it is popular or because it's genuinely good for me? Just ask the simple question and you're sorted, because your gut feeling is going to help you there. Next point on the list is consistency. Good one, really good one. Understand with me. People do not like admitting that they were wrong. So consistency, when I say consistency, what I mean is that you pick examples from the past actions of that person, okay? And then you use those examples to convince them for their future actions. So what happens is that people feel pressured to be consistent with things they've agreed to or they've done in the past. For example, if a sister suggests to another sister to break up with somebody because they caught them in a lie, because they caught that person lying, they are more likely to do it themselves if they ever catch their partner lying to them. You get the idea now, right? So they saw somebody else doing it and they suggested their sister to break up with that person or do not talk to that person. And now the same situation is with this guy, with this girl who was offering advice. And now she has to act according to her own original advice, because people love being consistent. It just gives them sense of pride. That's about it. Publicly committing to a belief creates social pressure to remain consistent with it. You know that. If you're trying to change someone's mind, show them based on their past actions that you two already agree. Like if you want a friend to join a gym with you could remind them that their past behavior is already aligned with this idea of going to the gym together. Okay, now talking about how to protect yourself. Be wary of being guilted into actions just to appear consistent. Okay, don't just say yes to something because you have to be consistent with your past ideas or your past intentions. Next point on the list is authority. People listen more to people with authority or experts. We're automatically more attracted to people who have authority. Okay, especially if those people wear uniforms or they have titles or they have credentials. So if there is a chartered accountant giving you a financial advice, you would just automatically believe them, despite the fact that they may not be actually good with their finances. You do not know. Sometimes people are inherently weak in some departments. Okay, to clear some education, I'm not talking about that CA, I'm talking in general. To clear an education, some degree, you may be very good with theory, but practically you may be lagging behind because you did not take your training well. Who knows? So anyway, people trust those with authority. Brands often use celebrities or influencers to promote their products. Be aware before you fall for this. If you're about to make a life-changing decision, be very, very sure that you protect yourself against bad faith actors. And to do that, you need to ask yourself two questions. Is this person benefiting financially from my decision? Okay. Second, have I sought a second opinion? Once you're clear on these two answers, only then take a call. Example here could be of a designer store. A designer store was opened just to make this social experiment, and they bought some really poor quality shoes. They displayed everything in a very, very fancy atmosphere, fancy shelves and very good lighting. And everything was marked up by 1800%. Like a 200 rupee shoe was selling at what, 20,000 or 25,000 rupees, just because the setting was so good. Okay, and it seemed to have authority, and it said it's an Italian brand. See, something is from Italy does not mean that it has to be good, right? There could be some, I'm sure there must be thrift markets in Italy too, right? So it could still be an Italian brand, but selling really poor quality. You don't know. Just because the setting was good and it had authority of a good store and a good name, people just instantly believed it. And the store was a massive success. This is a real example I'm giving you here. What it actually means is that sometimes we just believe authority without doing our own due diligence. So next time you believe in an authority or you're listening to somebody, how to protect yourself? Just simply check their authenticity. How difficult is that? Just do a Google search or just ask ChatGPT these days. It's easy. Okay, another one on the list is emotional framing. Emotion trumps logic. It is a great point. Just listen to me. Imagine asking for a raise from your boss. Okay, I want a big raise. It has been quite some time of me working in this organization. So here I'm talking about my logic in why I'm asking for a raise, because I've been working here for quite some time. Okay, now say the same thing with an emotional bent. Okay, I need a big raise. It will motivate me to try harder at my work since I will feel I'm rewarded well for my effort. See how different these two sentences are from each other. Which do you think has better chances of you getting that raise? Ask yourself. Now let's talk about a few more examples here to explain this point. Instead of saying this will save you money, say imagine all the fun things you could do with the money that you save. Okay, emotions. Charities often frame donations emotionally. I'm sure you must have seen it on maybe Keto or Milap. I'm not saying those organizations are doing anything wrong. No, I've used it myself. I have donated and I've asked for donations. But charities often use these lines. Your 1000 rupees will feed a hungry child tonight. Get it, right? Anyway, bringing yourself back. How do we protect ourselves in a scenario like this? When emotions run high, pause to reflect on the facts. Simple. Next point on the list is liking. Charisma is a magnet. I'm sure there are a few people that you truly like. You want to be like them because their exuberance, their charm attracts you. When people like you, they are more open to your ideas. So all I'm suggesting in this point is very simple. I want you to work on your charisma. I want you to work on your personality. Look better. Work on how people see you, how you carry yourself, your personality, your shoulders, how you walk, how you sit, how you talk. Everything matters. Every little detail. Pay more attention to detail. How your nails are done. Okay, what accessories you wear with your clothes when you go to office. Everything counts. This is the thing which makes those people stand out, people whom you like. Okay, many social media influencers succeed because they feel relatable, friendly to their audience. People just like them because they're very relatable, they're very simple. It's like hearing it from a friend and not a salesperson. And that is why these people end up making money. And there's no harm in making money as long as it is ethical, you're promoting the right kind of things. If you know me for a few years now, you already know that I do not endorse a lot of products. There are very, very, very limited list of people or brands that I've worked with. And only when I have actually believed in them and the product is good, only then. I have never sold anything wrong. Hand on my heart. Anyway, moving on. A likable coworker often gets more support for his or her ideas in a meeting. You know that. You already can think of somebody, right? Now we come to our bonus principle, the idea I was talking to you about right in the beginning of the video, the one that I truly believe in. And that is, actually I believe in all the ideas that I told you about. But this one is extra special. Risk mitigation. People naturally worry about the downside. But when you offer a way to limit that risk, you make it easier for them to make a big decision confidently. Let's say your friend is worried about committing to a trip to Manali because of maybe cost or accommodations, etc. What you could say to mitigate that risk for him is, I know you're on the fence, but here's the deal. I already found a great affordable homestay that we can cancel for free up to 24 hours before. So if anything comes up, we are not locked in. Plus, we can split the fuel costs. I'll handle the planning, so you just get to enjoy the trip without any stress. So this is one simple advice to you, that whenever you convince somebody over anything, just make sure that you genuinely believe in your heart that that thing is good for them. Otherwise, they will resent you for the rest of their lives and tell others about it too. Okay? Build a bank of goodwill and strengthen your relationships rather than spoiling your relationships over petty things. Let's not do that. Okay? So that was all in this video. Please tell me your favorite tip that I had on this video. Anyone that you truly feel is someplace you're lagging behind, or people exercise on you and you just fall to it. Just give me that one tip in the comment section below. And please consider subscribing if you think the content is helpful, because I come up with such videos very often. They help you in building a stronger personality. I am generally fun to talk with, so you could also see a video of mine when you feel a little down or low in your life. Okay, and of course, English videos, English content is always there. I will be coming up with a few very good videos. They're already in the making. So please stay together. Do not go. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like if you found this video helpful. Also, there's a reminder, a call to action for my Instagram reels. I make this short form content which is pretty amazing, always fun to watch and full of learning. So just in case you like such content, I welcome you there too. I'll see you in my next video. Take care of your family, your health, and keep shining. Bye-bye.